Well, hello there. Welcome back to our channel. Obviously I'm not Dee. Someone's been a little shady about the fact that Dee's been the only one on the channel.
I seem to be the only person that uploads, but it's fine. There's more of us. It's not just me. I promise. I promise. I promise. I promise. I promise. You are with me, Dee, once again, and fingers crossed the girls will record something else. Otherwise, it's just gonna be me. I do hope that the other gals will be uploading some stuff soon, because I'm the only one that uploads videos.
Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? I repeat, will the real Slim Shady please stand up? But I am the only one that uploads on the channel.
I have been missing for a while, so I thought today I'd do a bit of a get ready with me. But I wanted to do a bit of a check-in as to why I haven't been around the last few months and get myself ready. So I haven't been around recently because I've had some things going on with myself. You might have noticed in some of the videos, especially from when we were on our trip to Paris, and from my New York vlogs, that I suffer terribly with my skin. So I have terrible cystic acne, stemming from we're not sure. I didn't have it in my teens, and then it kind of really developed over the last, say, 18 months to 2 years. And it got really bad, extremely painful. I'll pop some pictures in here so you can kind of see where the worst was, especially around my chin and on my face. So I did make the decision then to do something about it, because it had gotten to the point where I was very down. I was depressed. I didn't feel great. I was very upset with how my skin was, and I didn't feel comfortable even being in some of the videos. I found it very hard looking back at some of them, for the amount of shots where my skin just looked horrendous. Like, as you can see today, I do have a breakout here, but I think that's because I didn't take my makeup off properly the last couple of days. So I decided to go on some tablets for my skin, and you might have heard of them. They're called Accutane. So they're very strong tablets, and they do affect your mood and your energy levels, and I had a good time with them, but I also suffered a little bit as well, because there's only so much you can do on those tablets, and your confidence, like, your skin does get worse before it gets better. I'm very lucky that it was very successful, and it just is one of those things that I didn't feel very comfortable being on camera. So that's where I've been the last few months. It's been a long journey on the tablets, and getting my skin changed an awful lot having been on them. So basically what Accutane does is, it's to do with vitamin A, and you take the tablets in a dosage. So I started off on a low dosage and then worked my way up, and you get drying of your skin, and it basically dries out all those impurities and all those things that cause the breakouts and cause the acne to come forward. So it's one of those things, it's kind of a vicious cycle. You have the acne, you're self-conscious about the acne, you pile more makeup on to cover it, which makes your skin worse. And it's one of those things, it's very hard to get a handle on yourself. So basically I had acne for a few years. I do suffer from hormone imbalance as well, and you do try and manage it yourself with creams and potions and lotions and all those different things that will help clear up your skin, but there's only so much you can do on your own before it becomes more than any one person can handle. And I got to that point around the summer last year. I'd been on loads of antibiotics, steroids, all those different things that you kind of try and do with your doctor to sort out your life, get your skin back in good condition and not feel like basically a troll. You can see from some of the images I put in, like I did cover it with makeup an awful lot. I did try and hide it, but that's possibly the worst thing you can do. Acne is one of those things I think a lot of people suffer with, and I will say there's a lot out there that you can do if you can get it under control yourself, for sure. But there is a point where you have to go onto medication. I wouldn't say it's the first port of call, but it did work for me. I did some research myself to decide whether or not to go on them. There's a lot out there. There's a lot of information out there for you to decide whether or not to do this. It is a big undertaking. It is something that does change your skin completely going forward. Like, I am oilier on my skin. It dried it out so much. My lips were terribly cracked and dry. They do affect your kidneys and liver, so you do have to be careful. You can't drink and things like that while you're on them, which I didn't find that big of a deal because I don't drink that much, so that wasn't a major issue with me. But you do have to be careful with like sun protection and things like that, because your skin does basically become thinner. Like, I got a paper cut on my hand about 5 weeks in, and it took about a month to heal. I was also really tired and I had really bad joint pain with it. It is a big undertaking, and definitely if you're considering doing it, send us a message and I'll get back to you, because I did a lot of research into it, and I think you should if you're considering taking a journey like that. It's not a light undertaking. I'm a lot more confident than I was. My skin feels an awful lot better. And I've changed things in my diet, and I've changed things in my skincare routine and stuff like that. I've started using some Vichy products, which are a bit more expensive, but I found them really, really good, and I don't use as much of them. Another thing that's really good to invest in is a good sunscreen. So this is the Accutane. It's a factor 30 for my face, because you do have to be careful with your skin. I don't normally take vitamins. It's not something that I normally do. But I have started taking these guys here, the Halo Beauty. I'm about a quarter of the way through my first bottle. So I haven't seen a huge difference yet, but hasn't seen anything bad either. So it's not doing me any harm having some more vitamins in my body. Taking time for yourself. Your skin is affected by a lot of things, and I am one of those people who's always on the go. I'm always doing something, I'm always pushing myself. But I was getting so exhausted on the tablets that I did have to say, no, I need to take a step back here. I need to take a break here. It's one of my favourites. It's one of my first ever palettes, and as you can see, I've definitely hit pan on these. And it's something that I've used for an awful long time, probably longer than I should have. It's probably time to throw them out, even though, and I will do a shot of how many palettes I actually have. I go back to this one all the time. That's been my life recently. I haven't had much else going on. Still in love with this. This is the Marc Jacobs that I got in New York. Can we all just appreciate this? These are all my go-to day-to-day lipsticks. These are not all of my lipsticks, but these are my go-to day-to-day lipsticks. So I'm going to use this guy here today, AOA Studio, and it cost me $1 because I got it on Shop Musée. The other thing you'll notice about me is I actually cut all my hair off. So guys, that's my get ready with me. I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any questions about what I talked about, pop them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and to subscribe, and keep an eye out for some more new videos coming soon with the channel. Okay, bye.